What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Will back again, here to do some pitcher projections. Today is Sunday, September 14th, and we got a full slate of games, and they starting early too. Um, we got our matchup of the day, the Yankees versus the Red Sox. It should be a good one. You got Will Warren versus Garrett Crochet, and it's the last game of the night, so it should be a good one. Our top five pitcher Ks playing today. Like I said, coming in at number one, you got Garrett Crochet in Boston with 228. Number two, you got Robbie Ray in San Fran with 176. Number three, you got Framber Valdez in Houston with 171. Number four, Will Warren, the Yankees, 158. And rounding out the top five, you got Nick Lodolo in Cincinnati with 132. Before we get into the review of yesterday's picks and projections, I'm going to ask you to like, comment, subscribe. There's a couple ways to get my picks. Join the Dub Club. Use code UNK, UNK. You get half off your first month, and the YouTube executive tier. Link in the description. All right, here we go. To review, we were 17 for 29 for 58%, almost at 60. Not, nah, not, not satisfactory for me. Let's look at some of the sellers. And first game, Rasmussen, I faded him and he got the 5. Same thing with Sagano. Man, he got 4. I didn't see it. Hats off. I faded Bubba Chandler. This guy, he went over. Um, Bello, I needed 5. He got 4. Sproat didn't do anything. Trash Walker went over. All my unders went over yesterday. So I was just bad on those reads. And that's what cost me the percentage. And it also cost us the live parlay, which is my pick six now. Um, Hunter Green, he what happened to him, man? 3Ks. That was shocking. So yeah, pick of the day, Tawan Walker went over. Bryce Elder, that I told you, I knew he was going over. That was a good read, but Trash Walker decided to get 3K. So it wasn't the greatest of days. None of my plays hit. So we got to bounce back. Um, who was the ass of the day yesterday? It was Hunter Brown. Like I say, what happened, man? Hunter Brown, fucking 6.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks, and he let up a home run. Hunter Brown, ass of the day. The pitcher of the day is Brian Wu. Like he had a game yesterday. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 13 Ks. He's been on fire lately. And he let up a home run. Brian Wu, pitcher of the day. My pick of the day, I got German Marquez under, right? And I got Garrett Crochet going over. Last game, he should do it. He's been on fire, but I'm gonna go over the wise soon. Here, my pick six. For my overs, I went with Shane Bieber and Jacob Latz. For my unders, I went with Nick Lodolo and George Kirby. And for my safe ass plays, I went with Framber Valdez and Bailey Ober. So, um, there it is. That's all the picks. Let's get right into the whys. Um, we got Crochet here. His line is at 7.5. I thought that was kind of high, as like wild, but um, it may be for good reason. Let's check. So I have it on the last 5 games. All right, his last 5 games, 60%. So I say, hey, um, you know how I do. I look at everything else. I looked at his earned runs. 7 against Cleveland, that was really bad. Um, I look at hits. I look at everything. And he's a 6 inning guy. And here's my breakdown, right? So I go here and let's select and just key in on Crochet here. And give you what I felt. His earned runs is definitely a concern, and those hits. He's not really giving up home runs. The fact that he's going 6 innings plus and not really walking you, I was like, okay, so let's go to head to head. You know, they division rivals. They seen him, he's seen him, and we got 3 games here to look at. So I'm like, okay, back to the over 7.5. And as you see, in each of the 3 games, he got at least 7 Ks. And I'm looking here. Um, he's averaging two earned runs. Like I said, his runs and hits are a concern. He's giving up a home run in every game, but he's giving you 6 innings plus, 1 walk, and averaging the Ks, bro. So looking at his last 5, he just got 10 against Oakland, which that's Oakland. All right. Baltimore 7, 11 against the Yankees, 8 against Miami. So he just saw him recently, went 7 innings, 11 Ks, 1 earned run, 5 hits. He did let up a home run. So, like I said, when he's facing the Yankees, getting at least 7. Last time he faced them, he got 11. You look at his last 5, it's solid. So I said, hey, he's trying to win the Cy Young, and they trying to get into the playoffs, secure positioning. He's going to go hard tonight. He's going to continue his solid performances that he has been giving up against them. All right. So that takes care of Crochet and why I went with his over. Let's look at Marquez, German Marquez. Oh, you see how I just flipped like that? The lines changed or something. The page just refreshed. They updated something. But anyway, here we go. His line is at 3.5, which let's see here. Over 3.5. I kind of couldn't believe it, but let's see who they playing the Padres, division rival. Uh, they seen him. I'm looking at his last 5 games. Okay, look at his last 5. Well, that's his last 10, but you see these 5 games, it was like, all right. He had 8 against Cincinnati, 5 against Milwaukee, 6 against the Dodgers, 7 against Atlanta. He kind of was on fire. But if you look at these twos, 2 against Washington, 2 against the White Sox, 2 against Minnesota, nothing against the Cubs, 2 against San Fran, and 2 against the Dodgers. Like, um, against good batting teams, he don't get over 2. So they also have head-to-head history. I'm looking at that. He also never went over 3. Last year, or no, early in the season in April, he went 4, almost 5 innings. He got 3 Ks with 5 earned runs, 7 hits. His last outing was in May. He went 7 innings, which I'm shocked. Um, and only got 2 Ks in 7 innings with 5 hits, no home runs, um, and 1 walk. So historically, he's never done it. And I'm looking at his last 5 games. Those last 5 is shitty, bro. Um, so, and then let's look at the rest of the breakdown of German, and his earned run and hits is a problem. He's not really giving up home runs, but let's take a look at his last 5 games, earned runs. You see this? At least 3. Okay. And that's bad. Hits. You see this? This is why I'm like, okay, so he's supposed to get four against the Padres, bro, and his last five games have been shit. Historically, he's never done it, man. No. So I feel like this is a good pick of the day today. I feel like I bounced back. That should hit, bro. It should. It should. Now, moving on to our pick six for my overs, I went with Shane Bieber and Jacob Latz. All right, let's see who's playing first. It would be Shane Bieber. Let's check him out. His line is at 6.5. It's like, whoa, let's check him out though. His line is at 6.5. And we do got a game that started at 11 o'clock. So forgive me if this video don't get out in time. That's all on me. I should have been up last night grinding. You know what I mean? Putting in the video, but Uncle sleep. Shout out to Medic P, because I know he gonna be on my head. It's on me, bro. It's not on Dez. Dez be grinding. He puts in the work, bro. Shout out to Dez. Um, 6.5 is the line. I'm looking at his last five. He just got 9 against Houston. He's facing Baltimore. Where's Baltimore on the strikeouts the past month? Number two. So I'm like, okay, I take that into consideration. They don't have any head-to-head history, but I'm looking at the other pitchers who been facing them. And let's see, let's put it on over 6.5. And I'm looking here at the list of the people who went over. You got Skeens, Kershaw, Yamamoto, Cease, Verlander, Crochet. Is Shane Bieber along the lines of those guys? I think he's right behind them. You know, I said this yesterday, and I forget with whoever I was talking about, did that prop hit or not? I had to rewatch and see. But um, but what I do see is at least five. This Nestor Cortez guy, he's trash. He only got two, but I'm seeing at least five, right? So, and I'm like, okay, Shane Bieber, solid. I look at his last five games, and he got four against Houston, six against Cincinnati, six against Milwaukee, nine against Miami, and nine against Seattle. So, if you want to go with that safe at six, last five games, it looks good. My concerns with Bieber is earned run and hits. That's a current a trending theme with these pitchers, bro. Earned runs and hits. So we're looking at his earned runs, last five games, last three specifically. You got two, three, and five. That's a concern, bro. You can't be doing that, you know. And then look at these hits. At least five. You gave up 9 to Houston. Yeah, you do that against Baltimore, you know what I mean? Like they could they could sneak around and beat Toronto. Um, his home runs, yeah, he could give up one. I say he probably will, based on the way he's been these last three games. Um, but he is a 5 inning guy, and his walks not so much. So I was like, all right, 5 innings don't walk that much, but them earned runs and hits are a problem. But even through all the garbage, he's getting, I would say, at least six. The four against Houston, that was concerning. I don't know if he's trending, you know, with the as far as the hits go. I don't know if he's on a downward trend where he's allowing you know, more than five, bro, because this 9 is ridiculous. So that's something to look out for. But I like Bieber against Baltimore to get 7. So that's my rationale for Bieber. Jacob Latz, let's check him out. and what his line is. Where's Houston? Right? Or is it? Where is he? Did I pass him up? Oh, Texas. Boom. There we go. Pitcher props. Jacob Latz, 3.5. All right, 3.5. For the season, he's 31%. We slap on filters. And it didn't like it. So you say, hey man, why? Even with the head to head didn't like it, but I said, okay, 0 0.3 innings pitched. He must have been relief pitching last year. I look at his last 5 games. It's decent. It's not horrible. He got one against Arizona and one against Seattle, but 4 against Milwaukee, 5 against the Angels, 4 against Kansas City. So I'm like, all right, he got 4 against Kansas City and Milwaukee. He should be able to get 4 against the Mets, right? Which it's proven that that's not always a good logic to use, but I also looked at the head to head and what have most recent pitchers been doing. And I see Green the past month, like this whole month, these past 2 weeks, everybody been getting at least 4Ks. Only one who didn't is DeGrom, surprisingly. So I looked at that and I'm like, all right, he should be able to get 4, bro. That's, he should. Man, if everybody else getting 4, he's been solid last 5 games. What are my concerns with Lads? Let's see. My concerns were I really didn't have any. You know what I mean? Earned runs is not high. 1, 2. Okay, that's pretty good. His hits, 3, 4, 5 was the peak. You know what I mean? Okay. He's nothing crazy. Um, he's not really giving up home runs, and he's not he's giving up one walk. Okay. The walk, he's giving up one. So I looked at all that and everything was mostly green. So I'm like, all right, he should be able to get 4. That was the logic. Um, the green lined up, nothing concerned me really. Um, he didn't have, or he did have head to head, but he was a relief pitcher. I'm looking at his last 5 and what the most recent pitcher's been doing against the Mets. And that's where I came up with, all right, he should be able to get 4. Why did I fade Lodolo? Let's check him out. Ladudu, as Des would like to say. Nick Ladudu. His strikeouts, what is his line? Uh, let's go to it. Cincinnati. I don't dislike him all that. Like he's not like, well, yeah, he is. Did he get traded or am I tripping? Oh, there you go. All right. 5.5. Maybe that's kind of high, bro. Uh, let's see. 5.5 is the line for the season, 48%. You do your filters matchup grade. It didn't like it. So it's like 2 strikes against you. No head to head, but I'm looking at what other pitchers been doing. And I see a lot of red. Um, Connolly early, Crochet went over, Lipitor, DeGrom, Jack Leaderlighter, Charlie Morton, Tarek Skubal, Logan Gilbert. Is he on along the lines of those guys? And I'm like, no, he's not, bro. He's not. So we don't have head to head. Let's look at his last 5. Yes, it's Oakland. And where is Oakland? Um, number 20th. It's not super horrible. as far as strikeouts. They're not super horrible. So I'm looking at his last 5 games. 2 against the Padres, 6 against the Dodgers, 1 against the Cubs, 11 against the Dodgers, 8 against Washington. So it's like, damn, he's kind of been solid, bro. Why did I fade him? What are my concerns with Lodolo? Well, my concerns were the fact that his hits and the fact that he's not pitching, he's not in the game long. Um, last 10, the earned run has been, nothing horrible. Same thing with the hits, nothing too horrible, especially these last few games, 4 or 5. Um, home runs, not really. Pitch count. And I'm like, I see a 9 inning here, but then I see 5, 1, 4, 5. So I'm like, man, I don't know. So what it was the fact that against teams that hit good, he haven't hit that mark. But then again, I could say, yeah, he got 5 against the Padres before. Um, I, damn, that 11 against the Dodgers is crazy. But I'm looking at the recent pictures, right? At least for the past week, they've been, you know, making people underperform. Hunter Green just underperformed. Brady Singer, Peyton Tolly, you know what I mean? Mitch Ferris, Kikuchi, Soriano. Like, I don't know. I just don't see it. If it happens, shout out to him, bro. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. And Kirby. I faded Kirby today. And why did I fade Kirby? I think his line was too high. That's what it was. And I'm just like, nah, I don't see it, bro. But, it's just a projection. You can disagree with me. I'm not the best at this shit. Yeah, that's 7.5, bro. I'm like, that's a little high. Um, and let's go to my concerns for Kirby. And they were, look at this, just all red. Earned runs, hits, giving up home runs. It's not in the game that long. And giving up walks, bro. Pack him up. He's been trash. Let's go to strikeout. 7.5. Now, this is on head to head. So that's a nice data set to look at. And I'm like, okay, he just faced him back in July. He got 9 Ks. Before that, in June, he got 14. And then you got some last year stats where he only got 2 and 7. So 50% on the head to head as far as going over. Um, he's been giving up like 2 earned runs. One time he gave up 5. The hits, like 5. Giving up a home run in each game, except for one. And in one game, he gave up 3. His walks consistent. Um, like I said, here it was. These last 5 games, look at it. Look, look at the last 10. Okay. It's like he was fine. And then these last 5 games, bro, starting back like a month ago, the past month, bro, he's been shit. Look at this. This is so skewed logic again. All of a sudden, he's supposed to bounce back and get 8 against the Angels, bro. Yes, they're number 1 in strikeouts. Yeah, okay. But what has the most recent starting pitchers been doing? Wu just tagged him for 13. Castillo with 5. Bryce Miller hit him up with 11. Then, you see a bunch of red here, Taj Bradley, Zebby Matthews. So, Minnesota, Oakland, Mason Barnett did, so there are some green. It's not a lot. Basically, his last 5 games, he's been shit. You see his earned runs. Look at this. 7-2, 7-3. The hits just been crazy. 6, 10, 7. And he's in LA. It's an easy place to get home runs, man. Come on. They're gonna tag his ass. Or at least that's what the projections is possible. They could. I can't be saying shit and shit be not going. And like I said, the pitch count, he's sporadic, bro. 4, 6, 7, 2, 4. He's I can't rely on him to be in the game to get the Ks. So I faded him. And next up for our safe ass play, Framber Valdez, his line is one of the earlier games, was at 4.5. So I went with the safe ass 4 based on his last 5 games. Um, I wanted to go over, but I was like, nah, he might hook us. And my concerns was his earned runs and hits. Like that's the trending theme, earned runs and hits. But what I did like is the fact that he's a 6 inning guy, you know? So I'm like, man, he should be able to get 6 easily in 4 innings. But like I said, the earned runs, last 3 games, look, 3, 6, you got a 7 there. Earned runs and hits, 5, 8, 7, 9, like, hmm. And the home runs. But he's in that game for 6 innings. So, you know, um, at least one walk. And I go back to the strikeouts. I go to head, and I'm looking at other pitchers. Atlanta's been kind of hot lately. The past week at least. I see a lot of red here. But Framber is just as good as Shada Imanaga or Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, Cade Horton. Jesus Lazardo, he's just as good. He should be able to get 4, bro. Against Atlanta, he should. Now, Atlanta's been hot, and they could under him. It wouldn't be, I felt like the 4 line was kind of low for Framber, in my opinion. You know, usually it's 5.5, and I'd be like, oh, safe as 5. But I guess the bookies are factoring in the fact that Atlanta has been kind of hot lately, or at least not striking out as much. Framber, 4. All right. Last but not least, we got Bailey Ober. I took him for a safe ass, whatever his line was. Let's check it out. Minnesota. Yeah, his line was at 4.5 as well. As you can see, his last 5 games, I got it here on 4. He got 6 against Kansas City, 3 against the White Sox, 3 against Toronto, 7 against Oakland, 4 against Detroit. Um, He doesn't have any head to head, but I'm looking, recent pictures. And Minnesota pitching staff, they've been good against him. You know, Joe Ryan just had 4, Pablo Lopez was 6. Then other pitchers, it's a lot of green here. Boston, unfortunately, they pitchers were shit, or at least, yeah, that go around. But I'm looking at his last 5, what other pitchers been doing. He should get 4. What was my concerns with Ober? It was, you guessed it, earned runs and hits. So we look at his last 5 games and we look at his earned runs. I'm seeing at least 2 to 4. You know, hits. This is nasty. The 6 and 10 is nasty, bro. We want it like 4 or lower, right? Really 3 or lower. Home runs. He's giving out home runs. Strong concern. Pitch count. He's a 5 inning guy, and he's averaging a walk. So back to the strikeouts. Put it on 4. Last 10 games. There you go. So I'm like, okay, he's capable of getting more than that against better quality batting teams. He should be able to get 4, right? But we'll see, because and we'll see. But that's it. We got them early games. I'm gonna get these picks in. Like I said, join the Dub Club. Use code UNK, UNK. You get half off your first month and the YouTube Executive tier. Link in the description. All right, guys. I'm gonna plug this in. Uh, put out my spicy plays and everything, and enjoy this beautiful Sunday. Let's get this money.